The other one that I really liked was right now what you're working on or the relationship that you're in feels like you're going to be in that for the rest of your life. But it's really only a stepping stone to what your next big thing is going to be. That really hit home for me because I've been working on my company for 3-4 years. It feels like forever, when you're in the trenches, and you think you're going to continue to work on that for the rest of your life. But it's really a stepping stone for what the next big thing is. And same thing with the relationships, as you mentioned. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Today is practice for tomorrow. And the beauty is you don't know you're practicing.
Yeah.
So, relationships is an easy one. When you're in high school and you get a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you think we're going to get married, obviously. Like high school sweethearts. I've read about it, in books. I saw it in the movies. And then like a year later, you're like, I can't stand that person, right? But when you go into the next relationship, you've learned a little bit about yourself and you learned a little bit about what you're looking for in a partner. And then that next relationship, you're like, oh my God, this is it. And then you get into your third relationship and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm a little bit smarter than I was before the second relationship. And so you're practicing in a weird way and learning about yourself and about what you're looking for in a partner that eventually when you find it, right? Same thing is true, let's say with work. The first company I ever saw, I literally thought like Mark Zuckerberg, he's going to run his company forever. Look at Bill Gates. Look at we're just going to run this company forever. Within 12 months, maybe I'm even giving myself credit for sticking with it that long. I was like, I don't think I can work on this for another 6 months, right? Like forget the rest of my life. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And so when I started the second company, I implemented a bunch of things based on what I had learned with the first company. Then I went to Facebook and there was a bunch of things that I had learned in the first two companies that I started to implement on the teams at Facebook.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy? When I deployed to Iraq, that was practice for running a team at Facebook. Right? And so growing up in a family of 5 boys was practice for the Army, which was practice for Facebook, which was practice for investing. It all just builds on itself. It's all this huge learning that happens. And so if you keep that in mind, it's like today is important. The best people, Kobe Bryant goes to practice and he's like, I'm literally going to destroy people today. He treats it just like a game, hyper competitive, hyper serious, right? Just constantly working, but it's still practice. And later in the game, he's then like, I'm glad I practiced that hard. And so it doesn't mean take your foot off the gas. What it means is, play it like it's the Super Bowl. Play it like it's the NBA championship. But understand that in hindsight, you're probably going to look at a lot of stuff you're doing today as practice.
Yeah. And in some ways, it puts less pressure on yourself as well, right? You can make the mistakes as you want, but still give it your all because it's going to be the stepping stone for what you want to do after.
The beauty is that there are no games in business, right? And so you can mess up in a meeting and it counts to a degree, but you get to come back right back this afternoon and do another meeting, right? It really sucks for an NFL player. You get to only play so many games, and at the end of the season ends.
Yeah,
you might get cut, you might get traded, right? You might get injured. Like it's a whole different mentality. In business, you just get to go right back at it, and so it's just constant practice to get better for the next one.
Yeah,
which hopefully is puts people's mind at ease.